welcome everyone. We've got a little bit different thing happening for this review. These are three figures that were available from the most recent Store Horseman All-Star Wave, and just so happen to kind of represent some different character selections. So we've got Mythic Legions, we've got the Rahmulus. So this is our Roman legionnaire, gladiator type character. We've got a Cosmic Legions heavy gunner. This color palette, in my mind, I think I know who this is supposed to represent. But I mostly got it because I like the colors. I just really like this color scheme. It's got this kind of man-at-arms kind of look, and I don't have a version of this figure yet, and I figured this would be a good one to kind of throw into the collection. And then we've got this is kind of Mythic Legions, but also not. This is a calling this the Warrior Beasts Headhunter. This is an homage to a bootleg He-Man figure from back in the day. There was a convention exclusive that came with a lot more accessories. This is kind of like the bare bones release, so that, you know, hey, if you want this figure, you couldn't get it back, you know, years ago. They offered it up in kind of like a, you know, basic version, so to speak. So, because these are quite different from each other, like the packaging is, you know, these are different series. If I can get this guy to zoom, there we go. So this was from the I believe the Necronomasis wave. I can't remember. But this is the original packaging for the figure. So that is our Romulus, our heavy gunner. He's got a little bio on the side if you want to read that. And also a little bit of the story here. And then on the back, I think this is definitely all of like wave 1 and wave 2. I don't think this includes any of the brand new stuff, but at least gives you an idea of like how much Cosmic Legion stuff there is to choose from. There's some exclusives that are not on here that are kind of recent. So that's the Heavy Gunner. And then our Headhunter. He's got a little bio here. And some pretty cool photography and artwork on the back. So let's go ahead and get these guys open and take a look at the actual figures. So here they are out of the packaging, no accessories placed on them, just kind of bare. So we'll talk about Romulus first. If you just left this guy like this, he looks perfectly fine. Like he's good to go. This is like very much a Roman soldier. You could throw him in as a gladiator if you wanted to also. The paint, the colors, like the design of this figure is just really, really nice. He does not have a real head under this helmet, and this is all you get, but still looks great. He's got a sword, which looks good, and he's got a spear. It's got a little bit of silver paint on the front. So for his accessories, he's got a pauldron, so you can kind of beef up his look a little bit. It's probably best to warm this up prior to inserting this. And you know what? This is meant to go on this side. I don't know why I thought it would go on that side. I'm not going to try to push it all the way through at the moment, but you will kind of get an idea of the look. So kind of look something like that. He's got a bandolier that can be used to sheath the sword. If you wanted to make this a belt, you could, but I think this is primarily always meant to be a bandolier. So this will go over him. Just kind of throw this on real quick. And then we can sheath his sword here. And let's stick this back on just to see how he's going to look all loaded out. And then he's got a shield, because what what wouldn't a Roman soldier look like without a shield? You do have to put it together, but no big whoop. This also will let you kind of stage it, so it's probably best to get the handle into the hand first, since the shield is concave. You're gonna have some problems trying to do all this at once. Just snap that in, and then you got that, and then you can give him his spear, and that's it. He can you can have him fully kitted out and holding everything that he comes with all at once, and put him on display like this. And I think that looks really good. Yeah, I just really like the colors. Like there's black, red, gold, got kind of bronzy or dirty gold. The browns for the leather. It just makes him look really cool. Very good colors. Okay, for our heavy gunner, he has got so much stuff. Like as you see, there's just a pile of stuff here. We'll talk about the figure, the base figure, real quick. This guy is definitely not a human. You can see from kind of his legs, this is not very human-like. You could pass him off as a human, though. Just kind of not think about how these calves are shaped. But he does have kind of like this dog cat kind of thing going on with the calves. There's a lot of little doodads and things going on with his costume, and with the way that the paint apps are done, it helps show off the different pieces, the different sections. There's just a lot of texture, a lot of detail going on with this figure, even in the belt, even in the feet. Like there's just sculpt and texture just everywhere on this figure. You also have a lot of stuff to kit him out with. Before we do that, I'll just talk about the hands real quick. So he's got trigger hands for his gun, and he's got these weapon holding hands. And the cool thing is he's got two sets of trigger hands. One, the wrist goes inward, and one, the wrist goes up and down. And then he's got weapon holding hands on by default. So I think these other ones are kind of the same deal, where the joint is in different places. So you can get, whatever kind of look you want out of him. All right, so he's got quite a few accessories. So he's got this big piece, and this kind of turns into a more sophisticated breathing apparatus. I think that's right. Yeah. And you can pop the head back on. Maybe. Then he's got this piece. I might be doing something wrong here. Yep, I definitely got this backwards. Okay. So this will be the front. And this is my first time with the figure, so I'm kind of figuring it out in real time. So this black tinted piece, it comes off. Ah, and oh wow, that's kind of cool. So is this guy a robot or a cyborg? He's got this mechanical head underneath. And then you can replace that with this and just kind of snaps on. Is two little grooves here. I can get this to work. And it's going to make a lot more sense to just pop the head off and then get these tabs and the grooves lined up before you try to put the head back on. Okay, so that is the alternate look for the head. I'm not getting this thing to like really snap. I don't know if it's supposed to have a satisfying snap or if it just kind of mushes down and you just kind of deal with it that way. But nevertheless, you're going to end up with something like this. And I think I like this look a little bit better. Got more of a older kind of sci-fi look to him. So that's just a helmet. There's still a ton of other stuff. So he does have pauldrons. So we can position the pauldrons on him. And you're definitely going to want to put some heat on these holes in the back because they are not going to really go in unless you do that. Then while positioning, this came off. I'm going to leave this off for right now. Okay, so you got this, and already you can see you're kind of beefing up this upper area. He does have a pistol, but we're going to get him suited up with this gun. And trying to figure out what this might be used for. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. So this is going to be used for the hoses. The hoses go into the holes. And then this plugs into this slot in the back. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is going to take some work. Right. And the hoses, you got a lot of different things you can do with them. So you could attach them to his hips here. You could attach them to his arms. There's not really a right or wrong way to do this. There is a hole in the back also. So maybe you want to Trying to see if there's a place to have it go on the gun. It does not look that way. So, at any rate, lots of options here. I'm going to put them on the hips. I think this will help not be too much in the way. And you got a dagger. That dagger could go on the hip. The dagger could go on the back. The dagger could go on the wrist. Have it like, kind of like the missile that Destro has on his arm. So you can do something like that with it. Sometimes these Cosmic Legions will have like a male-to-male peg where you can kind of mount this somewhere. We'll leave this off to the side for a moment. And then this gun is meant to be held like this. So, let's see if we can get this into his hand. All right, and I did this off camera because it's just a lot to try to do, but you're going to have to pull the fists open to, get them to wrap around the hand. But as you see, he's kind of engineered to hold this, or you could say the gun is engineered to be held. Different way to look at it. And let's pop this back on. And there's not really a place to stick this. Well, actually there is. So I went back and looked in the packaging, and there are some pegs, some clear pegs, and I think we can use them. Yeah. So you can do some crazy stuff here. You could put this on his arm, but not really meant for that. Let's get one of these short ones. Yeah, you could do something silly like that, or put this on his hip, put this on his arm. And then something I didn't notice earlier, there are holes up here. It's probably more realistic that the hoses go in here as like a breathing apparatus. So you can do that too. You just got a lot of choices with this guy. The reason for having all these three different pegs, I'm not sure. The shallow one definitely works well for this gun. I don't know what you'd use the larger ones for, but options are good. Better to have options than not have options. So that is the heavy gunner. Yeah, that is an impressive figure. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing something wrong with the head. This extra piece, but it just doesn't want to snap on for some reason. Maybe heating it up would probably get it to sink into the plastic a little bit better. All right, so enough about him. Now let's move on to our headless hunter, or head hunter. So he definitely evokes a Masters of the Universe look, specifically Scareglow, but a bit more realistic, quite a bit more paint detail, good wash. Like he is not just plain plastic in any particular place. Like the amount of paint and detail is just really, really good. And then he's got his default head. He's got another head that has a mouth that opens. It seems like it's the only difference. I don't know why. I don't know why you'd want one that had a fixed jaw and not fixed jaw when they look damn near identical. But, you know, you got options. And then the default hands, he's got these weapon holding hands that bend inward. And then he's got kind of these clawing hands that bend inward also. He's got a cape. Another very Masters of the Universe kind of look. It does not have a hood. And then he's got a axe spear. I don't know if there's a better name for this, but just place that on. And then you can have him hold it. And then you have that look. Yeah, this is actually a pretty cool figure. And knowing that the Four Horsemen did, you know, the Motu line for Mattel back in the day, you know, this is definitely going to go in well with those. The newer Motu figures are taller than this, so he'll struggle to fit in well with them, but he'll definitely fit in well with Mythic Legions, as you can see. You know, same height and whatnot. And you know you could also have this as very much a standalone figure. You know, you don't need to have a reason to pair him with another collection, but you know he could be a leader for you know some of the other skeleton forces. There's a lot of different ways you can come up with, you know, holes in him and displaying him. So at the time of recording, Romulus is still available. I don't know if these guys might be available through other retailers. A lot of times, Mythic Legions will post a sale on their website, and then places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth will have these later uh, with the price increase a little bit because you know they gotta make their profit off of it. So you could get this guy direct right now. These two maybe you can get from other retailers. If not right now, maybe in a few months. They're definitely available on the, you know, third party market, you know, like eBay. I would try not to do the eBay thing, but you might be able to get a good price on them. These were, you know, basic-ish figures, so they should be, you know, the $40 to $50 range. Actually, this guy's got a lot more going on, so this might be more of a $60 figure. But definitely recommend them. They're good display pieces by themselves. They will work in well with their intended counterparts. You can mush them into other lines and they'll kind of go right together with them. They're just good overall figures, as most Four Horsemen stuff is. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.